Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's Taki. Now let's start with the practical music making. I will try to make music with you in different genres, alright? So I can teach as much as I can. But I am not a specialist in everything, so actually I, as always, support for you to do your research and listen to these genres of music in order to get a more authentic way to do it and have more insights. So let's start with the genre that is very simple to come up and follow along with. That is lo-fi. Lo-fi is a slow-paced music that have very I would say rigid but very simple to comprehend the structures, roles of each instrument in a lo-fi. Maybe this won't be the best way to do it because you might actually want to have a little bit more of freedom and samples or control over certain things, but I think Beepbox, Slarmoo's box have tools enough to allow us to come up with something. All right, so let's start with the basics. In lo-fi we can start by creating or come up with our chord progression. All right, so let me first change the beats per bar to 4. The tempo I will start with 60. I think this is the lowest number you can come up with for lo-fi. I think the highest one is something around 90 and 100. All right, I will go with a major scale. And okay, I will start with the electric piano to make my chords. So what is the chord progression? Well, first actually let me also pick a theme development. Well, I can go with 2. I think it is too small to go with lo-fi. We want something longer. I think 4 is a standard number, but since lo-fi is very modern, I think I will go something multiple of another number. So something multiple of 3, a multiple of 5. I will go with 6, for example. All right, so 6 to make my whole chord progression. I will select and clean these bits. I will go with a chord progression like 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, 1. So the last bar will have the 5, 1 chord progression. Since lo-fi is a very chill and calm genre, we don't need strong cadence, but if we don't have any sort of climax, our music might sound very boring. All right, so I will go with this chord progression. Actually, instead of 1, 2, 3, I will go with 1, 7, 6. All right, I think it might be better. So I will start with a C, B, A, C again, F, G, and 1. Okay, I didn't use the whole bar for the chord because I want to add a passing note. All right, so for example, I could use this, this, and we go up, so I will use B. Then I will go like this, or this, and here I will actually step down, something like this. Now I like to start my chords without the median. All right, remember that our median is where we have most tension in one chord progression. All right, so without it we have a more open and neutral chord, and this is what I want for lo-fi. Ideally, to sound more jazzy, you can have extended chords, and this is what I will have. By default, I will have a seventh, and in the middle, I will use extended 9, for example. So let's go with a seventh without the median. Here I will go with a default 7. Here I will go with extended. And go back with a seventh. All right, so this is our current chord progression. Okay, very cool. Oh, I already like it. So now let's go with a bass. I will use as my bass instrument a fingered bass, because I think a fingered bass is electric fingered bass. All right, so I will keep the electronic feeling, and as I said, our bass line can play the root note, can be a walking bass, so actually play the whole notes of a chord. It can be opened, so actually we can play one note within an octave lower and play one note octave higher, something like this. And our bass line is one of the tools, one of the instruments that we use to mark the tempo of the music. So we can start slow, for example, and get faster throughout the music. I like to start slow because I don't like that frenetic or frantic feeling right in the beginning of the music. All right, so we'll start with half note, actually 1/4 note in the bass. So, and something like this. And since I am using a passing note in here, I will, instead of 1, 3, or 2, 4, I will go with a 2, 3, right? So something like this. I will start with my bass only playing the root note, but opening the octave. And here, since my chord is very busy and it's my chord, all right, I will try to make my bass line less busy by playing a long note. Actually, 2 long notes can it be? So like this. Actually, I think I will go something like this. All right. Now I can come up with the percussion. All right. In the lo-fi, actually you can be very creative. I will try to make like default thing. So I will have a kick in here. You can use this GC kick and use the low octaves, I think C1. Yes, I will basically kick in the odd number, for example, every single time. Here in my drums, I will pick the standard drum set. These three is sort of the hi-hat or the opened or closed. Maybe it can be even a crash, but to be honest, I don't know. There is no label to it, so I will interpret that these three is a different way to play the hi-hat. All right. So what we can do is to play the to hit the hi-hat in the two, and to not get that feeling of two, that metal, I will actually hit my hi-hat once per bar. All right. By default, you might actually hit more than this, but by default, like for now, I will just hit once and then extend it. All right, and I will play throughout the whole development. I can also use a shaker to get a little bit of a new interesting sound, or I can use claps, for example. I will go with the shaker. I will go with this shaker, like here, and I actually can alternate. All right. Let's listen to our current progress. I think actually the shaker can be in the end to push our music forward, because for now, even though it is less static thanks to the kick and the hi-hat, it's still something to push actually to the next bar. So I'll use the shaker. All right, it's time to come up with a melody. So I will insert a channel, move up, and for now I will solo this channel to try to come up with the motivic development. All right, so for this I will use a grand piano, but since I think the grand piano has too much reverb, I will lower it so it became a picket string. I will reduce just a bit of the sustain. The first thing to come up with in a motive is the rhythm, right? So I will start with a very normal rhythm, like actually quarter dotted rhythm, small rest, and 1/8, then 1/8 note again. So something like this, with 1/8 rest between them. So this is my motif. Let's listen to check if this rhythm is good enough. Yeah, it's hard to make mistake in here. And now I will spread the notes of this melody across my chords. Actually, to come up with a melody, like which notes, to decide which notes you can go with a melody, you can either be too restricted to the chorus note, but this is a problem because every single melody, actually every single part of the melody will be too predictable to the listener and might get be a little bit annoyed because of it. If you play all notes out of the chord or even out of the scale, the listener may actually not correlate the two things and feel like they are two different things. Like if you just pick a melody, a random melody, and place over a chord, for example. So ideally, we have something of the balance. If you start with a chord note, try to place one of them out of the scale. And if you start with the out of the chord or out of the scale, try to place at least one of them in the start or in the beginning inside of the chord notes. All right. So what I will do, I will just spread this across my chords. So I can start with, and I will repeat and develop it. All right. I can make the notes in different lengths. I can invert. I can do whatever I want. All right. But ideally, it can be something like stepped, right? So I will, for example, keep the rhythm, but invert the end. So here I will flip vertically. So my two 1/8 note will be played, then 1/4 dotted, then I will flip vertically again, and I will end with a mirrored version of this. Okay, let's listen to my motif only. I will, I think I will place one of the notes out of the chord but not out of the scale, because my chords use passing notes sometimes out of the scale. So I will keep the scale, the mode, but get out of the chord. All right. So for example, this. Okay. Now I can come up with a counter melody, like a counterpoint. Remember that I talked about counterpoints that ideally they should be essentially different. It can be, for example, the same note, but at least moving in different direction, different note lengths, and something like this. So right below my melody, I will insert a new channel, pick the jazz guitar instrument, and try to come up with a counter melody. I will, for example, here is a long, short, short, so I will go with a short, short, long. My melody basically start, goes up and down, or start, go down and up. Actually, I think I will just make a very simple ostinato, since my bass line also kinda dance around my chord. I will actually keep a very simple melody that will repeat throughout the whole music. This is good, the ostinato. Obviously, you have to have some breaks, some pauses of these and lastly melody, and it should be like in low volume so our listener don't get too tired of it. But I think it is interesting. It's a way to signalize that it is still the same music after all. So I will start with and I will decrease the volume. All right. Now I will actually not dilute my music, but I want to start my music with this amount of information, all right? So I will start with the chords, for example, and a very basic version of the hi-hat. Then I will add the second. Actually, I will start with the chord and the second melody. Then I will play the melody, the second melody, the chord, and a simple version of the hi-hat. And then I will have this that can repeat. So actually, let me just repeat this already. And I will add 12 bars in the beginning to make a slow intro, all right, that I always do in my music. Actually, I'll have my chord right here. I'll play, for example, but I think in the instrument of my second melody, I will start with the original melody. But not playing like the last one, the last part. Actually, even like this, I can just play the first melody, then pause, then play it again. Then I will play my original melody. Then I will add a simple version of my hi-hat, and actually in a different temp, in a different beat. So maybe in the first one. And to make this more interesting, I will anticipate, anticipate the introduction of one instrument, one beat, like earlier. So for example, this, I will play the same note one beat sooner, for example, in the introduction. Here, I could do it as well, like this. Here, I can, this is my bass, so I will play like this. This is my kick. I think I will just leave it like this. And this is my shaker, right? So I will, I don't know, play this. Something like this. So now let's listen to our music for now. So now I can come up with the second part of the music. I can basically have the same thought process, but let me just do something. Here, I will actually omit my shaker. Here, I will omit my music in here in the sixth bar, and in my kick, I will actually just make a very simple fill. Actually, I don't even know if I can call this fill, but I'll do something like this in order to signalize that my music will accelerate. All right, so let's go with the same thought process. I will just change my beat. Like I have 4 beats remaining. So my beat, my development, my subject, my theme use 6. I will try to add two more. So let's start with the chord progression. I used 1 7 6 1 4 5 1. So now I can actually, instead of going down, always going up, for example, 1 2 3. I can go like 4 4 suspended, 5, and 1 again, or like 5 4 1, something like this. Let me just write down. I will try to use 2 passing notes between the chords. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 suspended, 5, 1. I will use extended chords, but I think I will go to like 4 5 6 5 5 suspended, 6, I want to make more room, so I will end in a pentatonic and walk down again. Or actually, I can imply that I'm walking up, but actually resolve down. But I need enough cadence, so I will go like 2 4 1. All right. Even though I'm implying that I'm going up, I'm going down. And in the last one, for example, I can repeat this up. I can repeat the rest. But instead of going up, going down. Okay, now let me add the passing notes. Maybe this can be chord neutral. and here as well. And here my bass line, instead of 1/4, will be 1/8. And actually I will walk my bass throughout the chords. So actually like this. Now my kick should be faster, not necessarily the same speed of the bass line. I think I will go with let me change the rhythm to 6th. Okay, so now I can go like this. Here, that is where I have most busy part of the chord. I will actually accelerate this even more, like, and then go back to 3. I can even omit this to make the next one even like more important and accelerate full. Alright, now my hit head here is only playing in the 2 for 1/2. I think here I can like go to 2 and 4. Here my shaker that is in the 4, but now my hi-hat is already covering the 4. So I think I will actually use 1/16 and actually play in the E of the 2 and in the 3. It's like this. I can even play in the E of a 4 and 1. I think this is the best maybe. I think I will omit in like 2, like before the omission of the kick. Alright. My original motif is 1/4 dot and 2/8. So now I can like add my more 2/8, for example, and actually make this just a plain quarter like this, and have 4/8 notes like this. But I have to find a good rhythm for them, right? So I think I will go something like this and 3 like this. I think this is good enough. Now I will spread across my chords, right? So I will try to make an ascending, a rising movement with a low out of the chord, out of the scale actually, to make the next one even like more powerful. All right, so something like this. Something like this. So now I will copy this. I should adjust to the chord. And I think I will anticipate this bit. Like, actually, let me just adjust before. I will anticipate this one, or even have this on the right chord in the right note, but this not. So we go something like this from that. I'll try to make this even more like faster for like in theory. Okay, and here I will actually flip horizontally my rhythm horizontally, so like this. Here I think I will anticipate even more and let one bar rest, for example. Maybe. But since I want to have an open like phrase, because this is my sort of my call, I will end in the dominant of this actually, and maybe even this can be like this, something like this. And I could repeat, but in order to maintain a small variation, I will actually flip this, like retrograde this one. Something like this. So now I can like go with the 9, 10, 11. I can use the same 12 in here, but I think I will make this one note busier, and this one will be out of the scale as well. Like I will make this one wrong in quotes. Actually resolve in 4 1/4, I think, descending. Very simple. For my counter melody, I think I can go with 2 long notes in the opposite direction. So if I'm rising up, I will go down, like, and I will make 1/8 a delayed. And I will ostinate this. So I think this is good enough. The length is good enough. So for my outro, I can use my first chord progression, for example. I can use my first melody as well. It's a good way to do it because we are going back home. I can differentiate the bass. I actually can do the same thing, right? I can do the same thing, but I think I will change the percussion, all right? So I will actually add more 12 bars, repeat the first section with the melody, and then my outro, I think I can go with my chord plus the percussion only, alright? Or even the second melody. So what I will do, since this is a very busy progression, I think I will have an 1 bar transition bridge between my outro, alright? And it actually can be very tensioned. So I can get the 5 and even the 5 suspended before I go back. So actually, and then go back to the melody, to the chord progression. Instead of that outro, I will have a more suspended. I won't play the fifth and play only the 1. Even like this. and doing this, so I'm holding the notes, all right? I can play the same melody, but I think I will have this original melody with one more note, so I can actually give a little bit of variation. So what I will do, I will copy each one of them and add, for example, this. Remember to to change the number of the bar, because if you don't do this, you are actually modifying the bar. All right, if you copy and just paste, we're basically changing to the same bar. All right, I think it was already implicit that I was doing this by going to 0, adding a random note to go to the next one, and then pasting. I think it was like clear that I was doing this. So I'll do this and add a note out of the scale to highlight, to emphasize the next one. In the beginning, remember that I played the main melody in the second instrument, and then they go like in the second melody. I will do the same thing but mirrored. So now let's go to the bass. Here I can still, actually I think I will play the bass, the normal bass, and then slow down. Since my second melody is going up, I think I will just going down with my bass in the first one. Then I can go up, go back to move to walk my bass line. All right. So I will make this static. Then it will go back to walk up. Actually, my baseline here is too high, so I will actually drag down. So I accelerated my kick in here. I will keep this acceleration until the melody drop, all right? Or even like this. I totally can remove one of these beats to add syncopation, like to make it a little bit more unpredictable, all right? But for now, I will just place the same notes over and over. Here, I will accelerate my hi-hats as well. So I'll make it hit in the numbers. Then to my ones. Even like, I think I will meet my kick in here. And hit kick in here as well. My shaker, I will make it alternate with my hi-hats, so actually it will play the E's. And actually I will make this one bar long. One more bar. I like to add this out of sync. Then it will go back to the ones. And okay. To close our music, a very important part is missing. Obviously, you can add whatever instrument you want. All right, just remember that this is lo-fi and actually it's very modern and creative and free, right? But we are missing the vinyl, right? The vinyl cracking sound. I personally suggest that you go find a good vinyl cracking sound, add in your sample and using it, but I will use a preset for vinyl in this Slarmoo box that, to be honest, I don't think this is the best, but actually mimics very well. So I insert a new channel, hold one note, make it turn down a little bit of the volume, and then set everything to the ones. Actually, I want to make this more a non-stopping cracking sound. I can actually even add a bar before this and add the cracking sound just to set the general mood. So let's listen to it, to the whole music so far. Okay, I like it. I like it. I think so. Lastly, I will just adjust a little bit of the volume. For example, this is my melody. I think this could be the highest one. My jazz is already okay. My electric piano for the chords, I think I would decrease to the like three in three. The bass, I think I can boost a little bit of ones. My kick, I think I will decrease to one. I will decrease in one. Uh, my vinyl, I think I will like this because when you export the music, it actually might get very loud. All right. My shaker, my hi-hat, I think I will decrease a little bit. I think my shaker like this, and I can even like change the tempo right now. I can add a equalizer like this for to the low pass, for example. It's up to you. If you know a little bit of equalization, like actually this can be pretty good, so you can boost the baseline, for example. It's up to you, but that's it. So you can, for example, click it, hit file and export the song. I recommend to name the file name and export both mp3 and the JSON file. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.